Hey, what is going on guys, this is Tharshey and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're back with another Rise to War video, and in today's video we're going to be talking about something a bit different, and that is influence. So many of you guys probably remember that influence used to buff you in the 1.0 version of Rise to War, before the big 2.0 updates and everything changed. And I actually had recently a few people ask me whether that was still a thing. Whether influence was still a thing, influence level was still a thing, and whether it still gave you bonuses like it used to. Because before, if you obviously had a lot of commanders at high respect levels, you had a very high influence level, and that very high influence level then translated to some pretty decent buffs for your commanders. So yeah, I'm going to be talking about that today, and if you guys do enjoy it, please do drop a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to turn on those post notifications. Anyway, let's get straight into the video. So, the first question, is influence still a thing? And number two, does it still have an effect on your commanders? Obviously, that's in terms of buffing their stats or their attack or their defense or whatever. And to answer both of those questions, is influence still a thing? Yes, influence is still a thing. And number two, does it still affect your commander stats? Yes, it does. So it's just moved a little bit, and the way it affects the commander stats is a bit different, but it is still a very important part, of obviously building your commanders up, and having a very high influence level is definitely going to help you in combat. So obviously if you have a level 200 influence level against a level 50 player, or a player with a level 50 influence level, you're just going to be a lot stronger than his commanders. Obviously, if you're looking at it base to base, and I'm assuming if you at such a high influence level, you probably have way better gear. But let's just say your commanders were fighting each other completely base, same skills, same troops, everything. The only difference was influence level. Obviously, your commanders would end up winning. So where is it located now? Well, that's very simple. If you click on Matham over here, and you click on this second tab on the left, this is where the influence is located. So if you look at the bottom right of your screen, you'll see influence level by that little crown thing. And as you can see, I am influence level 65, which doesn't really sound that high anymore. I swear I used to be a lot higher in 1.0, and yeah, anyway, we won't go on about that. So there you can see influence level 65. I have 297,977 XP out of 307,300 XP needed to go to 66. Next level, evil man commander power bloodline level will be +1. So what the influence affects now is bloodline level. Now what bloodline level is, basically every commander based on their race, though that sounds kind of racist, but yeah, every commander based on their race has a bloodline power, and that bloodline power gives the commander a certain buff. So if you look at influence now, instead of influencing a certain stat or whatever of the commander, it now just influences their bloodline level, which each commander has, and which provides unique buffs to each commander. So for a man, aka for any manish or men commanders, it will well, for me, you guys will obviously have different stats, but for me, it will give all my commanders bloodline level +8. So it means my bloodline level will be level 8 at base for all my men commanders. Now, if I look at my other commanders, so Maya, aka basically Gandalf the Grey, Gandalf the White, Saruman. I don't know if Saruman still counts as a Maya in the game. He probably does, because technically he's a Maya, but he's fallen from grace and all that stuff. But yeah, Maya, their bloodline level will be +7. Undead, Uruk-hai, all of that 7. Dwarves, elves, evil men, all of that will be +7. So let me go and show you what the bloodline level is itself. So if you look at any of your commanders, so we're going to have a look at one elvish, one dwarvish, one Maya, and one manish commander. So if you go over to their skills and you click on this icon over here, so you have their 4 main skills, right? And then you have this icon that's located like above the commander. If you click on it, this is your bloodline. So as you can see, it says power of bloodline, and I have level 15, and that's because, once again, if you go over here and you click influence, right, current influence bonus is +8, all power of bloodline level +8. So everyone has a base of +8, and then they all have a +7 afterwards, which gives them 15 total. except men. I think men have +8 on that 8, so I think they would be 16 if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, that is how it works. And if we look at skill, we're going to show you what it actually does. So for the Elvish power of Bloodline, aka for my Galadriel, she has that base 8, that +7, that's 15 out of 50. This gives Elf attack and defense +7.5 for units of the aforementioned race in the commander's formation. What this means is, if Galadriel has elves in her formation, their attack and defense will be +7.5, which is not bad, and it goes by 0.5 per level. So at it'll be 16 will be 8, 17 will be 8.5, 18 will be 9, and then by 20 you'll have 10. So that's pretty thing, because you're basically getting, what's that, 5 for every 10 levels, so that'll be 15 more. So at max, I think that will give you +25 attack and defense for your Elvish units, which is kind of crazy, because if you have your influence level maxed out, right, then instead of me being able to spend, well, I can spend my skill points that I earn from leveling up Galadriel, I can put that into her bloodline as well. But instead of me doing that, this will be naturally leveled up to max. So imagine I have Elvish swordsmen or archers or whatever. All those Elvish units on my Galadriel will have +25 attack and defense base. If I'm versing someone else who's got, a lower bloodline level, their units, are not going to have that base buff that my units have on top of any skills and gear and stuff. Next, let's go over and look at Gimli. So we look at Gimli, we click on him. His power bloodline again is 15. And his power bloodline is a little bit different. So elf and dwarves attack and defense +7.5 for units of the aforementioned race. Once again, when this is maxed out, this will mean any elvish or dwarvish units in Gimli's formation will get +25 attack and defense, which is absolutely crazy. Next up, we have Aragorn. And yeah, his power bloodline is 16 instead of 15. And for him, you have men attack and defense +8 for my current level, but this will obviously be +25 for units of the aforementioned race in his commander's formation. What that means is any man units in Aragorn's formation are going to get +25 attack and defense, which means they're going to be a lot tankier with that 25 extra defense, and they're going to deal a lot more damage with that extra 25 attack. If we go and look at Gandalf, he's a Maya, and for him, power bloodline gives men, elvish, dwarvish, and hobbit units attack and defense +7.5 for units of the aforementioned race in the commander's formation. That means for any elvish units, any dwarvish units, any men units, and any hobbit units in Gandalf's formation, at max bloodline level, they're going to get +25 attack and defense. So as you can see, if you have a much higher influence level, it's going to give you a much higher base bloodline level, which is obviously going to buff your army a lot. So let's say you have the maxed out influence level possible for you to get a maxed out bloodline level from it, then all your commanders, all your units are basically going to have at base +25 attack and defense, which is really nice. It's going to allow them to perform a lot better in battle and do much better overall. So yeah, that is how it works. Basically, to find it, you come over here to your Matham chest, you click the second tab, click influence, and it shows you your level, the XP, as well as how many bloodline levels you will get from it. To check your bloodline level specifically, you click on a commander, go to skill, click this icon over here, and you can read about what the effect does, as well as your current level. So that is how influence works now in 2.0 of Rise to War. And yeah, it still obviously is very helpful to have a higher influence level than your enemies, or well, as high influence level as you can have, because it's going to help your units perform better in combat and obviously in defense. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and if you did, please do drop a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to turn on those post notifications. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video.